Why are you averse to debt?
It's a myth. I'm not really averse to debt. And I feel whenever you borrow, whatever you borrow, you have to repay that back. And for me, it's very important that I have a very clear cash flow that kind of addresses this issue. I also feel that when you borrow money, you actually put the reputation of your company at risk. And if you default, then you lose everything. So for me, it's like a lose all game if one goes wrong. So there is a lot of caution built in it, but there is really I'm not averse to debt at all.
Vicky, your projects are outstanding quality. I mean, outstanding. If whatever project, whether it's Goregaon or Borivali or the Worli 360, I want to ask you: is there this focus on quality and design? Was it something from childhood that you had?
So Anuj, actually yes, I'd say that, and it's like how my father started his business. He did only two buildings, and then I inherited the business. But I inherited very strong values from him, and apart from this customer centricity, it was this eye for detail, getting into absolute quality execution, and that's exactly what I've followed. Even in fact, if I tell you that I pretty much don't go to any of my sites, but the way I pick people, the way the entire organization is built, each and every one at ORL is so committed to doing quality that it's literally become a DNA. And for us, we actually don't know how to build badly. So it's actually a problem for us. We buy the best, we bring in the best contractors. In fact, when I interview people for jobs and I ask them the staff strength at site, most sites have probably 20 or 30% of supervision staff that we have. And I do ask my people that, why are we spending so much more on supervision? But they say that, the kind of quality that you want can't be achieved, if it's left to only contractors. So, these are things, but yeah, I mean, and I love, I like it this way. And like I said, I don't know any other.
And then, Vicky, how is it that you're able to consistently charge premium over the next door development? 15-20% premium usually across all your sites, and sometimes even more with the next door. Is it purely on quality?
So I think when you buy Oberoi Realty product, it's a package. We have a set process. We follow a fixed price norm. Again, I heard from the panelists. I'm so glad to hear that so many developers now deliver a product, on time, in time. Deliver quality. So these are things, and consistency is what probably also comes in with this. And I guess this is what customers really appreciate. And I actually spend a little more than other people. We work harder than other people. I guess people just pay us for what we deserve. We are actually nobody to kind of put our price and charge. It's actually beauty lies in the hands of the beholder. And I think customer's king. He wouldn't pay me a penny extra if he did not feel that I deserve it. So that's about it, guys.
Vicky, will you ever get into affordable housing?
I feel affordable housing is not affordable until and unless government comes in with very strong policies. I'd be very happy. I'd love to do that. More than a design mind, we have an engineering mind. We have a mind that can find solutions or does find solutions. But I feel that, a large part of whatever we charge actually goes in the form of premiums and, costs that government charges. So if you really see, it's only one FSI that you buy from land. The rest of it, you're paying premiums to the government. I mean, of course, government also needs revenue. But if they want this other affordable housing to, really kick off, then they'll have to subsidize that. We can do our bit. I can actually produce in less than 2,000 rupees a square foot, reasonable quality. or 2,000 rupees a square foot. But if your premiums are going to be another 5,000 or 6,000, then you defeat the entire purpose of affordable housing. So we need a government intervention initiative, big time, very, very big time. And it's possible. It's really possible to do.
Vicky, we know a lot about your successes. Have there been any failures?
Oh, many, many, many. Many failures. Actually, I'm so cautious that they are smaller. I mean, they are not large blunders. So, I mean, it's just because I'm a little more cautious than many people, and that's why our growth is also slow. But I'm okay with it. I'm fine. Not growing at the pace of some of the others, but I want to play it safe. And too much is riding on us. Too many people have put in their hard-earned money. I am nobody to gamble with their money. And this is, a very huge fiduciary responsibility I kind of carry with myself to ensure that, the customer's money, we're a custodian of that money. We have to ultimately deliver them that product in time, quality, and the safety put in together. So this is what really kind of keeps me in check.
And then, Vicky, it is a common theme that came out from the panel as well. Or the successful, people who are on the panel just before you have exactly said the same thing. They're not wanting to be aggressive. They're very cautionary. They're very slow, and they have done exceptionally well. So, what a great theme that has come out from this session is that, previously it was about aggression, about growth, about geographical footprint expansion, about getting into different product classes, different asset classes. And today, if you were to look and reflect back, the people who've been successful are those who have been extremely cautious, perhaps erring towards, I would say is, I use this word fear, maybe not fear, but just being very disciplined in their expansionary approach.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, so I just want to tell you, Anuj, I'm a hobby pilot. And, my coach told me that a good pilot is a pilot who can land his plane back, and a good pilot is a safe pilot. So, if I expand this theory in business, every time I do a project, I have to finish a project. It's like every time I take off, I have to land. I can't crash land. So that's really the theory. And, and similarly associated to flying is like when you take off, you go full throttle on the engine. And when the plane takes off and when it reaches a particular height, you cut power to 60 or 65% and you start cruising. Most of us forget that the cruise power or the cruise speed is actually the real speed. We can't be running our entire journey in full throttle. We'll only be burning more fuel and burning ourselves or burning our company down. So, at some point when you get elevation, you actually cut power and you come into a situation where your engines are not heating up, you're covering the distance and you're burning exact fuel. So, I mean, I'm just saying that if you really put this into the business parlor, you know that this is the cash flow I'm going to get from my business. This is how I'm going to go about spending it. This is where I will reach, and so on and so forth. So you really have to have a plan. You can't, just jump into it without, an end in sight. So,
Vicky, I want to change gears and move towards the market. What's your thought on the Indian real estate market going forward, sort of 24 months from today?
So, I think everyone is saying this. I truly believe and I hope that there is a real consolidation that takes place. And the beauty of our business is not that, multiple companies are going to merge into each other. Some companies will die, their customers will become our customers. And that's like really the simplest form of consolidation. I see consolidation happening. I see a clear shift, to safety from customer's point of view. I keep telling people that the customer writes the biggest check of his life when he's buying a house. And he gives us more money than what he has in his bank because he's sometimes borrowing and giving us. So his trust on the developer is at times more than that, that he has with the bank. I see that, developers who can deliver, and I'm not talking about established or listed or unlisted or whatever, very clearly people who have a good reputation will continue to do well, and it really doesn't matter. You could be in a micro market with great reputation, or you could be pan-India, but if you are going to continue to deliver, if you respect your customer, if you respect that word you've given him for quality and time, and if you are reliable, you're bound to grow. So I'd say that I clearly see consolidation. I see growth. People have realized, a lot of our panelists said that people have realized their own home is something that they really relish and enjoy. Money in the bank is not going to give you much. You rather put it in an apartment and enjoy that apartment. People are spending more and more time, whether it's socially or even work-wise, at home. I'm not saying that people are now not going to office, but today, people are scared of going elsewhere. So they are, spending more time at home, and suddenly people have realized that I want to be comfortable, I want to have a better house. And so, I would say that consumption of real estate will go up and has already started going up big time. And I see this happen in the next 24 months.
Vicky, you think price rise is going to happen?
Inevitable. And there is a very simple reason. It's not that any of us want to make more money. We all want to survive. There is a clear cost escalation that's taking place. People are lucky that they are getting an apartment today at whatever price. This is all the inventory that we've been holding on from the past. Though, just inflation doesn't hit a developer. Most developers are so leveraged that every year, whatever they don't sell gets expensive by 10%. That's the least they would be paying as interest. Some people are paying even higher. So I'd say that at these rates, if they're not surviving, how will they survive if input cost goes up? And clearly, if you see that in the last 18 months, how many developers have actually launched new projects? Our projects take anywhere between 3 and 4 years to build if they're a high rise. Last 18 to 24 months, there are no new projects. All the ready apartments are getting sold. So you'll have an supply issue as well. At one end, you have a supply issue, and at the other end, you have land prices, your input costs going up. So these are two factors that are going to drive prices up in the very near future, I would say.
Vicky, the real estate sector has been very reluctant in adopting technology. I mean, PropTech has been one of the slowest that we've seen in the space of technology. Within your firm, have you adopted technology, and do you think within real estate technology has a big role to play?
I want to actually say I split technology into innovation and technology both put together. And within this, I'd say that it is product and process. It's not just one. So when you look at product, we all are trying to customize our product, and in this, there are many things. Are we able to, personalize a product? Can I have a product where you can choose the color, you can choose the tile, you can choose the wooden finish, and I give this control to my buyer? That's one part. Can I use technology in booking an apartment? Can I use ARs and VRs of the world to display my product? So this is one part itself. And within that, the product itself. I heard somebody say this, I thought we were amongst the first few. But as soon as pandemic hit, we realized that most people are today wanting to work from home. Work from home, yes. But then they are either consuming the entire living room or a bedroom and so on and so forth. So we created a small Zoom meeting room. It's a multi-activity room. You could use it as a Zoom meeting room. You could use it to, a gaming room, or, you could convert it into a temple or many other things. So we created this, extra Zoom meeting room. We also realized that, the segment that I work in, house help is inevitable, this thing. And most people realize that I want my house help or staff to stay at home. So a small staff room, a small toilet for them separately kept, so that, if there is a lockdown or if there's a second wave or a third wave that happen, of course, these are people that continue to stay at home. And this takes away this gives you, only additional 50 or 70 square feet. But this kind of starts making a big difference. So product and process, we've been absolutely, and I'm not waiting for, or rather we did not wait for COVID to happen. We did this, 3 and 4 years ago. We adopted BIM. We adopted, all app-based, what you call quality control, wherein our engineers today on a real-time basis click photographs of things that are not happening appropriately. The message is going to the contractor. This gets into the list of open items that need to be completed. So again, I'm saying that both process and product, innovation is a constant. You can't but not innovate.
My last question on the business before I move to the personal side, Vicky, is would you, I mean, there are a lot of consolidation happening, and we said as many small developers, big developers, are approaching those developers who have an ability to continue with the construction and continue with the sale. So I'm sure there are lots of projects coming to you as well, Vicky, which are brownfield. Would you have an appetite to take brownfield projects, inherit them towards and move towards completion?
So Anuj, we have looked at some of these brownfields. Some of them got by you as well, and they are in prominent locations. There is money to be made. But when I look at the product, I mean, I saw an apartment, I saw a building designed, 5 apartments per floor, 2 elevators at one end, 2 elevators at the other end, and 1 at the other end. And I was wondering, I said, if a customer has to, and these are all elevators that are interconnected, how would the customer do this? I just couldn't get my head around it. And then I started thinking, I need to break this, I need to break that. Then it gets into the product being unviable. A lot of people blindly buy a house thinking that we have seen everything, and most of these, commonsensical things are all sorted out. But if I don't see that, then it gets very difficult. So obviously, if I'm looking at a brownfield, it has to first pass this muster or test that it's a product we can really brand and endorse. If we can't, then I would, so money is not the only thing I want to make in life. I want to make a good product. I'd refuse that.
Absolutely, and I completely agree. And that's probably one of the biggest mantras of success. We keep moving to the third and the final section. If you were to able to rewind back to the start of your work life, would you do anything different to what you have done?
I would have completed my graduation, which I didn't. That was one thing I would do. And yeah, so that's one thing big. And of course, the knowledge of hindsight. My first few buildings would have been much better than what they are today. But nevertheless, so it's been a journey. One learns. Whatever I finished today, I already believe that I can do so much better in the next project. So obviously, that regret always is there, and it should be there because that keeps you going. And then one wants to keep innovating and learning and implementing.
One of the things that a lot of people ask, and my office said is, we do want to know Vicky's day life. How does he divide between his work and family time? So I said, okay, I will ask, how does Vicky's typical day looks like?
So, I live a very seamless life. So from the time I start at 7 in the morning till I finish, dinner, and then, probably watch some TV or something like that, I live a seamless life. I haven't broken my day into, these are my working hours, this is my family hour. Anuj, if you walk into my office and, we just have to sit and have lunch, I'm very happy to leave work aside and then have lunch with you and chat. But when I'm at a dinner and if there's a work call, I'm very happy to step out, take that work call and finish it. So what has happened is, I don't keep, ideally, I try and not keep anything pending. And for me, it's not like, oh, I get distracted if there's work call at 8:30 or 9 in the night, or there is something at 7. So like I said, that I'm happy taking a call from a friend at 11 in the morning. It's not like, oh, no, this is my work time and I can't do it. Versus, so even like, if I'm working out or whatever, I sit in the car, I'm on the phone, I can be having breakfast while I'm, driving to work. Like I said, I just want to keep life very seamless because I love and enjoy my work as much as I do any other, anything else. That's how it is.
Does Vicky Oberoi get opportunities to take holidays?
Oh, I take tons of them. You know it. Come on, Anuj, you don't have to ask me this. You can actually tell the world that I take too many holidays. And again, there I'd say my holidays are also seamless. I would, if I'm in any part of the world, I'm only looking at buildings. I'm only looking at product, finish, design, and we bring that back. Even if it's lifestyle, we want to bring that back and we want to offer it to the customer. So that helps me, keep in pace with how the world is living. And our job is to give lifestyle to people. It's not just giving them home. 360 West, our project. What all have we done in the amenity section? And like it's almost unheard of. But and all this one gets only when you travel. You want to. I mean, the world is a show window. You travel everywhere. You see what the world is doing. Bring that back. And get it adapted to Indian conditions, Indian style, and stuff like that. Customers teach you a lot. One of my customer told me you should have a bowling alley. Your customer, you got that guy. And I said, yeah, great idea. Let's do it. And he looked at me and he says, oh, come on. As if, you're going to listen to me and you really do it. We put that on. And, when the drawings were made, I told him, I said, I'm doing this. He says, no, I will not believe till it actually happens. And he still says, I need to pinch myself. I said, you gave me a great idea. I should also be thanking you for what you did, And there it is. I mean, we have a bowling alley in 360 West. The courtesy of customer suggesting, So, yeah.